Stop yourself for a minute before you click off this video. That isn't clickbait, okay? Not only did I buy it all, I bought it all again, and I'm going to tell you all about it on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin' Ain't Easy. Now, those of you who watched the live stream yesterday, I was hinting to the fact that I was going to drop a video over the weekend, and I'm doing that now, but it's not quite the video I was expecting to talk about. And I was going to talk to you about my experience with the Goodwill bins on Thursday and Friday. I'm still going to do that near the end of this video. But guys, I'm really fired up, and I think fired up is just not enough. When I say fired up, I am so happy. Said a little prayer last night, and hoping that I can find some stuff to resell. And wow, I got up late. I got up late. I woke up at say 7:45 a.m. and I guess I just forgot to set my alarm, and I was really irritated at myself. But I said, you know what? Let's get to that yard sale. I planned to go to one that was a couple of miles away here, and it's a community yard sale. And I was just saying, you know what? Hopefully what I'm looking for is still there. And went to one yard sale. The guy sold me a couple items. One of those Facebook like tablets. They are Facebook portals. I'm sorry. And I kind of paid up on them. I bought another. I kind of bundled, so I paid $20. They're brand new sealed. They go for like $45 plus shipping, so it's not a huge flip, but I wanted to start off my day with something that I know would sell pretty quick. Brand new stuff is where it's at if you can get it. And yeah, so we did that, and spent about $50 at that first yard sale. Went to another yard sale, and I found some stuff. I almost didn't stop, but I found some stuff. I found a couple pairs of, like 3 pairs of LeBrons, and some cool jackets I'm going to show you. And we bartered for a minute, and I added some shoes. He had some Nike shoes. I added some shoes to the deal, and we settled on $70 and 3 jackets, 1 Bears, a leather Packers, Green Bay Packers jacket, a USA leather jacket, and like 5 pairs of Nikes. And I picked up a bunch of hats from him too, so I think I spent like $85 there. Went to another yard sale, picked up a laminator, which I'll show you here in a bit. Picked up another blender kit that was brand new, still had last year's Christmas wrapping paper on it. And she said that her daughter was fat and she's never going to lose the weight. This is her, not me. And she said that she's just going to sell it. Now, after I bought it from her, I bought that and the laminator. I think I spent $30 for both. She said, maybe I'll keep it. And I'm thinking to myself, no, I bought this thing. So it was kind of weird that she would that's a sales tactic, I think, not a remorse tactic. But nonetheless, got that loaded up. And I drove down the same street of this community yard sale. And I saw a lot of cars down at the end. And I parked, and there's 4 yard sales. So went to this one guy's yard sale, and I bought some Moen fixtures. Moen is a brand for like your bathroom, and he had brand new stuff and it looked like Home Depot clearance, but he had the whole set, like 5 different boxes. I picked those up for like $20. I picked up a few other trinkets from him, and then a pair of jeans and that type of thing. And I moved on to the sale next door, and this is the sale of all yard sales. So I got there and I saw a bunch of shoes sitting on the driveway, and they're all lined up. People were grabbing some, and I found a pair of Adidas that I really thought were pretty nice, very clean, and I went up to her and asked her how much she wanted for the pair. She looked at them and she said, I'll take $8 for them. Now I said, okay, I'll think about it. So I started thinking, you know what, the only way I'm going to get a deal here is if I bundle. So I found about 5 pairs of Adidas that I really liked, and I was about to say, would you do 20 for these for the 5, or 25 for the 5? Maybe just make some kind of a deal. And the thought hit me. Thought of all those videos, thought of all the clickbait videos that you watch where the YouTuber tells you, I bought them all. Well, I thought, what about that? I kind of looked at all the shoes. There must have been, I mean, she had shoes that weren't even out yet. And so I had the 5 pairs in my hand. I went up to the lady. I said, how much for all of them? She's like, well, let me go ask. And she says, for those, right? And I said, no, for all of it. How much for all of it? And she's like, wait, well, hold on. So she went and got her, I think it was her mom, nice lady. And she came over and I said, I had 2 fingers. I had my fingers like that. I said, 2 for all of it. And she looked at me. I said, all of the shoes, 200. Yeah, I'll take it. So I grabbed all of them. Of course, I'm shooing other people away at this point. It's sold, because people were looking through the shoes. No, those are mine now. And so she gave me some tubs to load them in. And she was talking. She was in her garage, and she was talking about how she still had other stuff in the garage that she hasn't gotten to. And I guess those are the pairs that they were able to make up. So she still had more shoes. So I kind of hung around. I got as much as I could loaded in my SUV. I actually had to get on the horn and call Jenna to come down. She's only 2 miles away. I said, honey, stop what you're doing. I need you down here. I need you to help me load these shoes. And of course, I knew I was going to get an earful. Like, what did you do this time? But I really felt good about it. I still feel real great about it. Even after she's been involved, she knows what we're dealing with. She saw some of the brands here. And I'm going to show you that here in a minute. She came down, we were loading the shoes up, got them loaded, and the lady started putting more shoes in the driveway to replace it, like out of her garage. She put about half of what I bought out there, and I said, well, what do you want for all of it? I said, I bought about double this for $200. I said, tell you what, I'll give you $100 for this batch plus whatever you have in that house and garage that you haven't pulled out yet. And she says, okay, you got it. So I found that there's, I'd say, about maybe 20 to 30 shoes that basically only is one shoe. Now, I'm not going to sell those as one shoe because she told me, hey, I saw these shoes over at my mom's house. They're also having a yard sale over there. And I'm going to get these shoes and I'm going to, I gave her my phone number and I'll, contact you and I'll give you the shoes. She has no reason to try to resell one shoe. So I took the singles and everything, and yeah, so I was into those for $300. And I'm going to show you exactly. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe 100 pairs, maybe 200 pairs. We're talking good stuff here, and we're going to show that to you here in a minute. But I just thought it was really, really cool. I felt like Tommy Bernard podcast for a minute. Maybe Ed, the reselling writer. If you're watching this video, I think this is the type of stuff that you'd buy. And I'm not trying to be like anyone else, but learning from your experience helped me understand. Look, guy, don't go and try to find 1 or 2 pairs here. You know what? Money speaks at yard sales, right? And I carried $1,200. I usually carry my poker bankroll when I'm out at the yard sales, and then I'll just go pull out the money, whatever I spent. Today, $625 is what I spent on all this stuff. So I'm really fired up. I can't even begin to think how much I'm going to make on these shoes, just the shoes alone, because there's some really pretty good, and it's all used. Most of it's used. There's some things with tags, but most of it's used. But even then, there's a market for it. You guys have taught me that, and Jenna is going to be graciously, she's going to be helping me. We're going to start our cleaning process, and of course, with the cleaning process comes the listing process, guys. This is not going to be a death pile, and I'm fired up. Told you guys, I may have failed 2022 with the little things that I've done to my account, but I'm not going to fail fourth quarter. I'm getting this stuff up, and we're going to make some big scores. So for that, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being my inspiration. But let's get to the stuff. Enough of me rambling already. Let's get to what I have and what I picked up today. So guys, I want you to check out this haul. So I spent $320 for all of these shoes, and I know that it's really hard to tell what everything is, but we're talking Nike, we got Adidas, we got Under Armour, we got Michael Kors, we got some Steve Madden. I even saw some Prada in this lot of shoes, and I bought it all. And in fact, I bought it all twice. Now I'm just showing you the shoes for now because I spent $320 for all these shoes, and I actually take that back. I think I spent like $350 because I'm going to show you here in a second. I picked up some LeBrons as well. But we see just it's a sea of shoes, guys, and few have are new with tags. Most are name brand. Here's a pair of the LeBrons that I picked up. You know, all this stuff here. So if we're looking, here's a couple other pairs of LeBrons with the box. Okay. All in all, I spent about $625 on everything. I bought some Moen, brand new Moen stuff. Bought the whole setup for 20 bucks. I'll get about maybe 80 for that when it's all said and done. Paid 10 bucks for this Big Boss. Picked up just a lot of different things. Got some board games. How about some of these? Brand new in the box, sealed. They're the Facebook portals. And I got those for like 20 a piece. I paid up on those because I figured that they'll be a quick flip because they're brand new. I get 40 bucks for them. So just want to get some traction. How about this? How about this Green Bay Packers starter leather jacket? Pretty sweet. Picked up those for 2 bucks. Some Levi 559s. The guy wanted, they're brand new tags. They're not much, but and one's a small brand, but it's a known brand. I could probably get about 5 bucks for that. Not a big deal. Coffee maker. I also picked up this shrink wrap sealer, and the guy only wanted 20 bucks. It works. We plugged it in, and he gave me 2 boxes of the shrink wrap material, 2 different sizes. Now I don't think I'm going to use it, but I know I can move this for at least 75 bucks plus shipping. Picked up a couple of these outdoor lights, and she wanted 8 bucks for the pair, and they bought them and they changed their mind. I love it when people buy things and change their mind. So that was definitely a good deal. The same yard sale where I bought the shoes, I picked up, you can hardly see it with the glare here, but it's a sleep tracker. It's brand new, sealed. And I asked her what she wanted for it. She said 2 bucks. And you make any bed a smart bed. That's like 40 bucks plus shipping. So happy to have that. Bunch of hats. It's a Jordan hat. So overall, what do you think? How do you think I did on this deal? I spent $625 today, and there's a few things I didn't show you. Got a few toys. If you can see up there, there's some Barbies. Not that stuff to the left, but there's a couple old vintage Barbies. And she told me she had a bunch in the garage, and I'm going to take her up on it. I gave her my phone number. She's going to call me. In fact, I'm going to head back down there after dropping this video, because she's probably winding down, and she was probably wanting to get rid of a lot of stuff. She was telling me she wanted to get rid of it all, just get out of her hair, but she had a garage full that she hadn't even gone into yet. So this here is a lot of the crap that I picked up out of the Goodwill bins. And this right here wasn't from the bin. This is more stuff that she sold me. This is older stuff that she, looks like she opened, like open box, but put them back in. So this is from that yard sale. Another one from the yard sale. But for the most part, just a bunch of crap. And considering that for a lot of this junk, and I call it junk because compared to what I got, this was from her yard sale. She only charged me $5 for it, and these go for about 40. It's a iPad. Actually, it's a iPad mini keyboard. But you know, there's some things here I picked up at Savers, and I just probably dropped something right now, but it's okay. Just wanted to share this with you guys. I was complaining on the live stream about not having inventory. Well, guess what? Guess what we're going to be doing for a while. We're going to be doing that, and I can't wait. So talk to me. What do you think? Comment down below. I want to know what you guys think. How did I do today? 625 bucks, and there's probably a few items I haven't even shown you. Picked up a used laptop for $5. I picked up just a bunch of other things that were $5 here, $10 there, and checking the comps were an easy 4 or 5x flip. So it may seem like a lot of money invested, but that's exactly it, guys. This is not a gamble. I didn't go to the casino and spend 625 bucks. I went to invest 625 bucks, and you got to look at it like that. I think that's what's holding a lot of people back out there, is the fact that we just don't want to put that kind of money out. But if you know what you're doing, it's not a gamble. It's going to force you to put the work in. You got to put the work in. If you don't put the work in this business, it is a gamble, and you might as well just do something else, guys. This is the time of the year to get your act together and get your stuff listed. Stop playing the Xbox for a while. Stop watching those movies. Stop thinking that you're an entrepreneur and you can act on your own schedule. Yeah, you can, but if you waste this time in the fourth quarter, you're going to be losing a lot of money and you're going to regret it. So let me talk to you guys about the bins, okay? As I mentioned earlier in this video, I was going to tell you guys about the bins. We went to the Goodwill Clearance Center, which is over in the south side of Las Vegas, over near the Silverton Casino, for those of you who are in the area. And I got to say that it's a different experience. It's cutthroat. And some of you, it's just not going to be something you want to do. In fact, Jenna told me she's not coming back ever again. They wouldn't let me video, which I can understand, but I did get some footage, which I'll show you here. They have the setup in the back where they just dump like bins, like huge trash bins, like full of stuff. They probably truck it in from the other Goodwills, and they're putting it in these bins. So one half of the building, they have the bins going where you can look through it and just rifle through it and take what you want. And the other half of the store, they're prepping. They clear out those old bins and they put them in the back, and then they dump more stuff in them, and then they make you stand behind the yellow line like we're 5-year-olds in kindergarten, and before they let you, once they get the new bins out, before they let you get in there and start rummaging through it. Now, what's kind of cool is you get your cart and you park it. I mean, it's an honor system. Most people don't mess with other people's carts, at least a lot of the time they don't. And you're just rummaging through it. I had Jenna with me, so she was with my cart. And you fill the cart up and you pay $1.69 a pound for whatever you find. And I guess it's a decent way to source, I guess, but I found that, it is what it is. I mean, there's a reason why this stuff gets sent to the Goodwill bins, the clearance center, because there's just not a whole lot of value. Now, if you're talking $1.69 a pound, you can find some value there. Now, I found this Harley Davidson helmet, and I learned that they don't want you buying helmets there. Some guy came up to us and said, hey, they're not going to let you buy that, and some kind of a liability thing. So he said, if you're going to try to get it, put it in the middle of your cart and cover it up with all the other stuff you're buying. And we gave it a shot, and we did. So we weren't supposed to get it, and it wasn't that big of a deal. It was used, kind of banged up, and I'm asking for like $25-30 for it. Plus shipping, probably get about 20. So after the weights involved, I only made like $10 if I sell this thing. So you got to temper your expectations. I think between that and Savers on Thursday and Friday, between the 2 days, I spent about $200. So this has been an expensive 3 days. We're into it for about $800, a little over $800. But collectively, I'm fired up. Now let me just tell you, Goodwill bins, I want to go back. And because I've heard stories, some people were talking how they look through the zippers, they look through the golf bags, they look through the purses and the wallets. One guy found $250 in a golf bag. The other guy found $100 just sitting in the bin. And that's awesome. Now, I don't think I'm going for that reason, but you can find some things in there, but you just can't look at it like most of it. 90% of it's trash. The other 10%, you just got to be patient. And you could find new things. I found some new Paw Patrol games. I found a couple new puzzles that weren't very heavy, maybe about 12 ounces. So if you're flipping smaller stuff, I think there's a lot of stores out there. Checking out the store from James, my boring reselling life. He has a ton of items in his store, and not a whole lot of per ASP, right? And I talk about high ASP, and I'm still going to strive for high ASP. That's where it's at, guys. It's not in the $5 and $10 items, but I say look for the high ASP like we're in a perfect world. You guys know that the hardest thing that I've had to deal with in this reselling life is sourcing. And it's easier said than done to say, hey, quit focusing on those $10 flips. Go get the $100 flips, right? But that's not realistic. You're not always going to stumble across things like I stumbled across today. You're not going to always stumble across the $50, $60, $70, $80, $100, $200 items. You got to jump on them when you can, but you're going to have to build a store full of these other smaller end items. And look, James is killing it. There's a couple other YouTubers I've watched that have over 10,000 items in their store. Now, the goal is not to build a big store. That's just what happens. That's just what happens as you accumulate all this stuff. Your goal should never be to build a big store. If it happens, it happens. But you need to understand why you're accumulating the big store. You really want the quick flip and to get that money churning. Churn that money. Get that money going, okay? But with that said, if you have 10,000 items in your store and you're making $1,000 a day, $30,000 a month, why change anything? Okay, so if you got that going, that's where you're at, you don't have to strive for high ASP. That's your business model and you're making it work. But if you're trying to build a store, it's better to try to find the higher ticket items that will sell quicker than the smaller ticket items that are going to cause you to deal with more work, more customers, more returns, potentially, more shipping. Then I'd rather have one $100 item than 12 $10 items any day in my store, even though there's more value in the 12, but it's less work in the one. That makes sense. So guys, that's my video today. Wanted to share that with you. I'm fired up. I want you guys to be fired up. There's more yard sales out there like this, guys. I mean, if the weather's decent, it was about 75 degrees and it started to get windy, but people are out there. And if the weather's decent in your area, do your homework on the Yardsale app and just map it out. And I didn't even do more than 2.5 hours of yard selling, and I'm fired up. I probably could go a good month without going to another yard sale, and I'll still have stuff that's waiting for me to list. So do me a favor, hit that like button if you enjoyed this content, subscribe to the channel, and of course hit that notification bell so you can be notified the next time I make a video. Well guys, I'm not going to have the sign behind me this time. Finding good deals and not being afraid to jump on it, and not being afraid to jump on it again, because again, I bought all of her shoes, and when she brought those other shoes out, I bought them all again. I paid $300 and I couldn't be more pleased, and she was pretty pleased as well. And they got more. They have more shoes, and I've broken the ice. In fact, I'm going to go over there, bring her some holiday lights, some Halloween lights I told her that she can have. They're having a Halloween party, and setting that relationship. I'm not going to charge her for these lights. I'm going to give them to her, and that she will remember me, and she will contact me when she's willing to go through her garage. And it's almost like, and I'll end with this here. That lady, nice lady, but Jen and I were like, I think maybe someone had an intervention. I'll just be real. I think someone had an intervention, said, let's have a yard sale. And I think there's a lot of stuff in that garage she just couldn't get to. And I feel kind of bad for her, but at the same time, I'm willing to help her with her problem. And I gave her my phone number, and we'll see where that goes. And I'll let you guys know as well. So guys, opportunities of resourcing are few and far between, but when they come, you got to take advantage. But that's just yet another example of how sometimes flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to kill it this weekend, and we will talk to you guys on Monday on the live stream, and we will see you very soon. Take care, everyone.